So she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hidden stains on an empty heart, yeah. I love her off.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of the Secondary League Podcast, a baseball podcast presented by the Pinch Runner. I'm Dawson. Oh gosh, man, you know it's been a while whenever you mess up the intro. I'm baseball YouTuber and writer for the Pinch Runner, Dawson Wright, and today, and as always, I'm joined by Noah Wright. And Noah, it's been quite a while since we've done a podcast, so
yeah, like almost 3 weeks. Has it been?
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
yeah,
it's all my fault. I'm sorry. I went on vacation and then mouth surgery. So, yeah, trust me, it wasn't really fun. But we're back and here to stay. And Jason Werth is being an idiot, kind of. So, I made a video on this recently, and there's been quite a lot of divide on it because,
I've been reading some of the comments.
Yeah, it seems pretty split between everyone. Everyone either like completely agrees with Jason Werth or is like, oh, what he said is dumb. Personally, what I think, I say objective in the video to kind of avoid this, but I'll give my opinion on the podcast. I mostly disagree with what he has to say. For those of you who haven't seen it, basically he said, front office is full of, quote, super nerds that are killing the game and they don't know anything about baseball, and analytics are just like ruining everything, which, it really depends the way you look at it, but the way I look at it, I'm kind of like, no, but what do you think, Noah?
Well, you said that you agree or disagree with almost everything, a lot of the things Werth said. What do you agree with? I was wondering that.
I agree with, he said that it's ruining it partly. I partly agree with that because of, the whole home runs and strikeouts thing, and striking out is okay because Joey Gallo's starting for some reason, even though strikeout percentage is almost 40%, which, I mean, like, how? But yeah,
because it gets on base, I guess.
But I mostly disagree, or I mostly agree with that kind of. But the part where he says like, "Oh, it's completely ruining it, everything," right? And baseball isn't being baseball anymore is just, I disagree with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's ruining baseball. If you ask me, I thought like maybe the only thing that could get a team to sign Jason Werth is looking for some like statistic or something that can help their team.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like, okay, and the part where he says like, oh, these front office people are super nerds that know nothing about baseball is just like one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, I talked about this in my video. I'm gonna talk about it here as well. Like, does that make any sense to anybody? Like, honestly, think about it. Like, food critics exist for a reason. They're food critics, and you don't tell food critics they don't know stuff because they aren't chefs. But, right? It's this kind of, like, backwards logic thing. Like, I see it when, someone makes a claim that's, like, a sports analyst that someone disagrees with, and their first argument is, oh, you're not a basketball player, oh, you're not a football player, so you don't know anything. It's just like, that
it's not,
that person doesn't know what they're doing, really, if that's their argument.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so but you aren't a sports analyst, so how can you criticize what I'm right? It goes both ways. So
yeah, you showed that one comment in your the recent video, the Jason Werth one, where someone said that you don't hit as hard as Harper, so you don't know anything, or something like that.
I was just like, what is this person talking about? I don't. I'm pretty sure that, I'm pretty sure if I did, I wouldn't be doing YouTube, I wouldn't be doing a podcast, I'd be, playing travel ball or something. I'm like, I mean, I get that kid was probably like 10, but I've seen comments like that from dudes that are like 40, and I'm like, what are you doing, man? Really? It's just... and hey, look, example of someone who's like 40. I don't think Jason Werth is 40, but he's pretty old.
He's like 38.
Yeah, and he's making the same argument that doesn't make sense. I think he might be trying to say, he just said it in like the worst way possible. But I think he was trying to say like, oh, they don't know like I don't know, like when to bunt or something.
How to play the game?
I guess that's what he was trying to say.
I'm not sure.
But he just said they straight up know nothing, and I'm like, yeah, that's why the front offices are hiring him, Jason Werth. Yeah, it's dumb. Yeah, like analytics are what got him that massive contract.
Yeah.
So he might want to thank it instead of just continuously bashing it over and over again.
Yeah, and I think it was the one thing that could have kept his career alive, but okay.
I know. Well, guess not. So Jason Werth is now retired, and hopefully he might just kind of fade away. Yesterday, or last night rather, the Dodgers blew another lead against the Giants. They brought in a lefty. I forget his name, but they brought in a lefty who is mostly used as a lefty specialist to face a bunch of Giants right-handed hitters, and surprise, surprise, it didn't turn out very well.
It didn't work out well.
Yeah. Alexander. There we go.
Scott Alexander? Yeah.
I'm like, okay, one, I understand some people are like, oh, why'd they take out Kershaw? It was like the most he pitched all season. He hasn't been back from the DL, for that long. They don't want to yeah, I get that. I understand that. But putting in a lefty specialist against a bunch of right-handed batters
doesn't make sense.
How did you think it was going to go? So it ended up that Nick Hundley had a 2-out, 2 RBI single to give the Giants the lead, and they went out to score 2 more that inning, which is a 4-run 9th inning. And,
wow,
they are really suffering without Kenley Jansen right now.
Yeah, and I heard that they're going to move Ross Stripling and maybe even Kenta Maeda to the bullpen once Hyunjin Ryu comes back, which I heard that was going to be soon. Anyway, that bullpen needs help, like now. Right now, who is next up for closer role, would you say? Pedro Baez, who has a 4.10 ERA.
Yeah.
Who walks 4.3 batters per 9.
Yeah, Baez, I guess.
Baez, and then you have Daniel Hudson, who I've known. Daniel Hudson was a Pirate, and he was absolutely awful to watch. That wasn't fun to watch. So this bullpen is like, and then they got who was it? Axford, John Axford.
Yeah, they got John.
Yeah, he's
old John Axford.
6 runs,
and I'm like,
this in 3 innings. Mm-hmm. So this bullpen is like someone said online, it's living off of borrowed time.
Yeah,
which
basically.
I agree with.
And even with Kenley Jansen coming back, people are like, oh, Dodgers will be fine when Kenley Jansen comes back. Kenley Jansen is one dude that pitches 1 inning.
Yeah.
So, he might be able to lock down the 9th. The Giants probably would have lost last night if Kenley Jansen was back, probably. But
maybe, but he's just one guy.
He's just one guy that pitches like 1 inning usually, right? You'll have the occasional 4 or 5 out save, whatever, but he usually only goes 1 inning, which isn't a lot. It's that's not that long, so
you need to have at least 1 or 2 other guys in that bullpen you can rely on.
Yeah, so Dodgers are in a lot of trouble because they are in 3rd place now, but they are only 1 game back in the NL West. I think they're like 2.5 back of the wild card spot, but another team to watch in the National League would be the Giants, who, about a week ago I was like, oh, this is over after they kept blowing leads to the Astros, right? I was like, okay, this season's over. It's fine. I'll be okay, right? I still don't really think the Giants are going to make the playoffs. Probably not. But, with that win last night, who knows? This could be what they need to get rolling, and they're only 5 games back.
We'll see.
Only 5 games back of the division, so...
That's not too far, so, we'll just see how the rest of the season plays out.
They do have a lot of competition with Arizona and Colorado and the Dodgers, but it should be really interesting. Who do you got winning the division in the National League West?
I want to see the Diamondbacks win the division.
Yeah, I think the Diamondbacks are going to take it this year, and then whoever places second, whether it's the Rockies, Dodgers, or Giants, I guess, but whoever places second, I think is going to end up with the wild card spot, and then third down is out. That's my guess, because it looks like in the National League right now, it's going to be in the NL East, probably the Braves, I think.
Braves or Phillies. Yeah. What's the standings between them right now?
I'm not sure, but I know it's pretty close. So Braves or Phillies in the NL East. NL Central is Cubs or Brewers, and in the NL Central, it looks like whoever doesn't win the Central is going to make the playoffs, right, in the wild card. And then NL West is like Rockies, Diamondbacks, Giants, and Dodgers. So yeah, it's going to be really close. The wild card is probably going to be really exciting since everyone's just kind of, barely above 500. But so speaking of kind of doing bad recently, the Yankees could also miss the playoffs along with the Dodgers, which is really weird to think about at the start of the year. But
yeah, I know they got off to that really good start. I thought they're going to go all the way I thought they were going to go all the way at the beginning of the season.
Before the season, I thought they were going to win the division. They were my pick to win the AL East, but now it's not even close. You look at the standings, the Red Sox are just taking off. They're on another level compared to any other team.
Really put the Yankees far behind.
Yeah, Severino has been really bad in his last few starts. Gary Sanchez has been injured, so the combination of those two doesn't really help. Especially Chapman wasn't great. Chapman hasn't been as good as he usually has been, and then you have a manager without any experience at all, and the Yankees are in a pretty strange spot because you're thinking last year I believe they finished 2 games out of the division, so there was always that maybe we could go win the division, right? But it's like, we're going for the wild card spot, and that's kind of it. It's different because this team came in, you're thinking, they're gonna win the AL East, or they're gonna
they're gonna. I remember a lot of people said they're gonna break the home run records and stuff, and all these big predictions for them. It's like right now they might not even make the playoffs.
Yeah, well,
there's a chance. That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Well, a lot of people were all they were expected to either win the division or at least be right there. It'll be a close race down to the end of the season. Right now, it's over. The Red Sox are winning the American League East. That is just...
Unless something major happens,
they're winning the East. There is, nothing that can happen, right? Hey, Yankee fans might be happy because I might have jinxed it right now.
Yankees do amazing in September, and, the Red Sox just fall off a cliff. Even then, you don't think?
No. There's no way.
I know that's not probably going to happen.
There would have to be something that has never happened in the history of baseball for them to win the division. So, and then you're looking at the wild card and you're thinking that looks kind of suspect. The A's and the Mariners.
How many games are they ahead in the wild card?
Not many. Let me look at the standings right now. But I think the Yankees will end up making the playoffs barely and then lose in the wild card game because they don't have a starter that's locked down right now. Okay.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how they're doing entering the playoffs. I think they get the advantage if they're going on a hot streak entering the playoffs, and like the A's are doing okay, but they're not like winning as many. They didn't like go on a hot streak like the Yankees.
They're 3.5 up.
Okay.
Seattle's.
So it's not a big lead, but they have a lead.
Oakland's right there with 71 wins, and then Seattle's right there too, and then that's pretty much it. So it's like a 3-team race between the Yankees, Oakland, and Seattle. And the interesting part about Oakland and Seattle is the AL West is not on lock by any means. The A's are only like 2 games back of the division right now.
So it even could be the Astros in the wild card versus the Yankees.
Wow, that would be crazy, and you know that would really hurt for the Astros because you know we all know the Astros' big strength is starting pitching. You know they got the depth.
Yeah.
That they have more depth than starting pitching than like any other team. So you know you're thinking,
and their bullpen isn't bad either. Now that they got rid of Ken Giles,
Giles, you could never say his name right. Oh, whatever. But so. You know, it looks like Yankees will make a playoff spot, but I will not be surprised if they lose.
If they get eliminated early?
Yeah, I will not be surprised if they just get steamrolled by whoever goes there. I hope the A's show up and just kind of plow through them. Because I really think, you know, this Yankees team, I've seen them, you know, not hustle quite a bit, and it's...
But Sanchez is really the big culprit
Sanchez there. And who was it? Leiber? Was it Leiber too? I think
I don't know.
Leiber too. So
Leiber was hurt for a while, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. But
so maybe that I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe not.
I think it was against the Orioles where he like he wasn't running full speed for a ground ball, and then someone was like safe because of it, and then they were like losing to the Orioles like 7-1 or something. They got like blown out by the Orioles. But you know, I don't know. I've just seen this team not really care.
Fall apart.
I don't know what it is. I don't really like the Yankees team this year. I mean, not that I really like the Yankees that much at all.
Yeah, I'm okay with the Yankees. I thought I kind of like the Yankees, but I mean,
I don't hate them. They're not like, you know, the Dodgers to me, right? Or bandwagon Cubs fans. So yeah, I just think that, you know, the Yankees, I don't know if they really deserve to be here the way they've been playing, especially recently if they make it to the wild card.
Yeah. Just recently how they're like everything's falling apart.
Like honestly, I'd be okay if the Yankees aren't in the postseason at all. Yeah, from an entertainment standpoint, that's fine with me.
That'd be entertaining.
I know. I mean, the Yankees are, you know, in the postseason.
A good team. They're a very good team.
Yeah, they're really good. It's just recently, and I don't know how they're going to do in the future. They've just been not as good. It's the best way I could say it, I guess. And you know, I still really don't like Gary Sanchez. You know, maybe we should bring Ethan on a podcast sometime so we could argue about Gary Sanchez some more. But hey, how about this? The Yankees just, you know, the Yankees stay where they're at right now. They win the first wild card spot. Oakland gets the second one, just comes in, steamrolls them like 10-0. That'd be pretty fun. You know, just because it's the A's.
Fun to watch, just because it's like the underdog absolutely steamrolls like the Giants
with
team.
Like all the history, you know.
That's like a movie plot there. They're gonna make Moneyball 2 based on
Let's
that.
go, baby! Oh my gosh,
Moneyball 2 steamrolling the Yankees.
That'd be great. All right, well, the season is getting pretty close to being finished. And so, who do you got? Who is your pick for American League and National League MVP? Well, let's start with American League first. We'll do both of ours for American League first.
All right, American League. I think Jose Ramirez.
Yep, I have Jose Ramirez too. Is there a particular reason
he could go 44? He could have a 40 home run, 40 stolen base season. That's like. And the last player to do that was Alfonso Soriano in 2007.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got, what, like 40 games left-ish? Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
48
not
games
out of
left.
the question. He's at third. He's at 27 stolen bases now. He's easily going to reach 40 home runs. He's already at 35.
Yeah, 40
so
home runs is a lock. Stolen bases, he's close. What about Mookie? Because I mean, Mookie's hitting 350. Jose Ramirez is only hitting 301. Have anything to say about that?
yeah. I mean, Betts is having a really, really good season. I mean, like you said, he's hitting 350. He has 27 home runs. He's going to be a 30-30 guy more than likely, and he has that amazing defense in the outfield. But I mean, when you just have a guy that's going to be such a who's going to be a borderline 40-40 guy, I don't think you can ignore that.
Yeah, that's true. I was just trying to see the other side. I'm sure we'll get a bunch of angry comments and emails from Red Sox fans. And Trout, who won't win MVP
that
this
injury's
year,
going to really affect his chances,
probably.
if you ask me.
I mean, it's pretty depressing for me, not having Trout win MVP. But yeah, I think this is Jose Ramirez's year. He's looking great.
And there's one big question I want to ask. What if JD Martinez wins a triple crown? Because that's not out of the question either.
Mm-hmm.
What happens then?
Okay, we'll get into who we think is going to win after. Okay, who is your pick? Who would you get for NL MVP?
NL, I mean, it's kind of clumped together. I mean, there's a lot of players that stand out, but Nolan Arenado. You hear about Nolan Arenado, Freeman, guys like that, and then I look, it's like Eugenio Suarez having an amazing season.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Matt Carpenter, who's having just as good of a season as like Arenado and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So who do you think who's your top three from start at 3 and go to 1?
I'm gonna go Arenado. Who was it I just said? Arenado, Freeman, and Baby Baez or Goldschmidt.
You think Baez or no, not who do you think think's gonna win? Who do you want to win? Like, who do you think should win? Baez? No, I don't want Baez to win. I would like to see Arenado win because I mean he kind of deserves it. Yeah, I think for me, my top 3 right now is Carpenter 1, especially if he keeps this up to the end of the year or like somewhere close to it. Carpenter should win MVP.
Yeah,
and
I think Carpenter will. I'm going to change my mind. I think Carpenter will probably finish 3rd over Goldschmidt, if you ask me.
Yeah, probably. Because Goldschmidt hasn't been really that consistent all year. Like, I know Carpenter got really hot.
He got off to that horrible start and then picked it up later.
But that's just kind of how Goldschmidt is, It's just kind of like a roller coaster, up and down all the time. But
I mean, that's how he was this year. I don't think it was like that last year.
I think he's been like that in the past, but whatever. So
anyway.
I have Carpenter 1, Arenado 2, and then Freddie Freeman 3. Because Freddie Freeman,
that's reasonable.
Is just killing it right now. He's doing great, but I mean Carpenter's just on another level. It's the salsa.
I could easily see Carpenter winning it.
It's the salsa, man. All right, so who do you think is going to win? Like, who do you think the writers are going to vote in for the American League MVP?
American League, I think they'll probably pick Betts.
Yeah, I swear
that doesn't mean Betts is a better player. But I think
don't think Ramirez might not finish top 3.
I don't think he will. Who do you think would finish above him?
I would be so upset.
Who you think would finish above Ramirez? Martinez and Trout?
I guess, but I don't know. I mean, if Jose Ramirez isn't top 3, riots will start in the street. Jose Ramirez not only should win, but he's definitely top 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like the writers are gonna vote in Mookie.
Yeah. I'm okay with that, but I just think Ramirez deserves it more.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it too. I mean, there's Trout, but whatever. Jose Ramirez is having a great season, and Mookie Betts is.
I'd vote I give Ramirez my vote.
Mookie Betts is Trout's been slumping a little bit recently, but he's still doing freaking
I know you got
incredible.
onto that, and they got it put on the DL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. I mean, Mookie does have better WRC plus and arguably better defense. Maybe, I don't know. It's not like Jose Ramirez is a bad defender at all.
Did you talk about Betts?
Yeah, Betts.
I mean, Betts has the better arm, definitely.
Well, yeah, but it's like infield, outfield. Yeah, it's kind of hard to compare.
Oh, I thought you were comparing him to Trout.
No, Betts and Ramirez.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Yeah, like you said,
it's not like
hard
Ramirez
to compare
is
infield,
like
outfield guys.
You know, Miguel Cabrera or Prince Fielder in the field. You know, Ramirez is a pretty good defender too. So, yeah. All right, NL MVP. Who do you think is going to win?
Arenado.
Arenado. Yeah, I think it's Arenado's year 2. Yeah, it really honestly depends to me on how Carpenter does for the rest of the year. If he does anywhere close to what he's doing right now, then Carpenter's winning MVP. He has to. There's no way he can't. And we talked about this a little bit before the podcast. If JD Martinez.
Yeah, I brought this up a little bit ago.
The Triple Crown. Is he not going to win MVP?
I mean, it'd be hard to not see a Triple Crown winner and not win the MVP. But I mean, you know, there's other guys who, you know.
I mean, JD Martinez is close.
A DH. You know, he's not going to provide the base running. He's not going to provide the base running value and the fielding value as like Mookie Betts or Jose Ramirez, you know, he's or Trout or someone like that. He's just not going to provide it, and I think that's going to be a big deterrent if he does.
Yeah, DH for me, a DH for MVP would have to put up like some of the craziest numbers I've ever seen, you know, to win MVP, because again, you're losing defensive value, and JD Martinez isn't the best at base running. Like, I would definitely, let's say JD Martinez hits about, let's see, what's he at right now? He is at 37 homers, okay, and he has an average of 333. So, you know, Betts would have to get into a massive slump, I think, for him to catch Betts, right? But
but it's still not out of the question, you know.
Yeah. But let's say he finished with a 340 average and 47 homers. Okay. Would you take JD Martinez over Mookie Betts, or do you take Mookie Betts because of the base running and defense?
I take Mookie Betts because, I mean, you know, Martinez can hit a lot of home runs, but Betts can hit 30. You know, I'm going to sacrifice like 17 home runs for really good defense, a great outfield arm, and like 20 more stolen bases.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know what the crazy thing to me to think about is, like, let's say you delete Mookie Betts from the Red Sox. You know, he's just not there anymore.
How less valuable are they?
No, I still think they win the division.
Even without Betts?
If you
I think
if you just
I think that they make
Betts
the wild
or
card
Martinez
if they don't have Mookie Betts.
Really? You think?
I think wild card and finish just behind the Yankees at best, and I think
know, man.
Betts is a big contributor.
Really
he is leading their
stretch.
team in WAR. According to Baseball Reference, he has 8 WAR.
I don't know, man. I still think the Red Sox would pull it out.
I don't think without Betts they could take the division.
Right, what about without Martinez?
Martinez, I mean, that's still a big bat. I think the lead would not be what it is now.
Yeah.
It would be a lot closer if it wasn't for JD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, JD will. You think the JD signing worked out? Man, I was really concerned as soon as I heard about it. I was like, "Oh crap, here we go." Pablo Sandoval, Hanley Ramirez.
What was like Boris asking for Martinez throughout the offseason? Do you remember? Like, it was like he wants almost $300 million or something.
I thought it was like 250, 270 ish.
But what was Boris asking for though?
Too much. How about that? Too much.
Yeah.
Too much for one player. You know, just like Harper's going to be asking for this offseason. Well, I think that pretty much wraps everything up. I have no idea how long we've been recording for because it doesn't show up. But you have anything to add before we finish up?
No, I think we covered everything that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah, all right. So if you guys enjoyed and you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All the podcasts will be up on thepinchRunner.com very soon, so if you'd rather listen to it through there so you don't have to watch it in video form, you know, that might be better for you. And yeah, so you could read a lot of Noah's articles on thepinchRunner.com. I'm coming out with an article very soon, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next podcast.